Welcome to Tree Talking Time, where we talk all things tree dogs. From the smallest feists to the largest hounds, treating squirrels to bears and everything in between. And from time to time, we might even run a little fast game. So, I want to hear some good stories.
Well, I don't know all of them.
Well, you told me you did, so I feel lied to now. So at least tell me.
Well, at the time I did, but there's a lot of new deer in here.
Okay. I didn't know there was new deer.
Well, all right. So this one right here, it's a 21 pointer, something like that. That deer was jumped back here behind the clubhouse in 1970, I believe, on opening day.
Looks pretty old.
Yeah. Yep. And they ran it all the way over to what we call the Denson Woods, and they killed it right by my house, actually, down by the mill pond.
Is that the one that was killed behind your house? And
No.
you were telling me a story, one that was like killed literally like right where your swing set was or something.
Oh, that one. Well, it wasn't killed there. It was jumped there.
Okay.
It was shot the day before, or shot at the day before, and then they knew it was still in the same piece of woods. That one is over here in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That one was killed a little ways off, but it was jumped right there in my backyard before I built the house, and then they ran it across the road, across the lake.
You built your house literally in the middle of good hunting woods, huh?
Oh, yeah, because that's where I got mine, too. A 13-point.
Yeah.
On the gas line right behind his house.
Jeez. That's pretty selfish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is he at least a good son-in-law and let you hunt it?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
So why don't you guys introduce yourself?
My name's Terry.
Terry's been a family friend of mine since I was literally born. Him and my dad served in the Navy together, so that's how I know Terry. And then we have...
My name is Blake. Benjamin, or Ben, cousin-in-law.
Cousin-in-law. Oh, we're cousins now?
Well, I mean...
Practically.
If your mom is Aunt Joan, and she's my aunt-in-law, and you're her son, then you're my cousin-in-law.
But you're Terry's son-in-law.
Yes.
If I can talk. And then we have...
Burgess.
And we are at the Orbit Hunt Club in... Where are we at?
Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight, Virginia.
Windsor, Virginia.
Okay. So we're going to talk some deer dogging because that's what this is, right? Deer dog club. Well, I mean, you guys are a hunting club, but you guys have deer dogs.
Okay.
And Burgess is also one of our hunt masters, too. Him and his father.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
They run the hunts.
Gotcha. So what kind of deer dogs you guys running?
Walkers.
All walkers? No crosses?
For the most part.
Gotcha. Between members, do you guys even have a number of dogs you guys have?
On average, most people have anywhere between 8 and 15.
And how many members do you guys have that have hounds?
And let's...
Like 10 or 12?
Yeah, 10 to 12, yeah.
So anywhere from 100 to 150 dogs?
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't, we don't run them. I don't run all of mine because at the same time, I'm able to hunt pretty much every day during deer season, so I'll usually hunt 15, 18 dogs in the season, and I'll run 6 at a time, 5, 6 at a time,
Mm-hmm. How many acres do you guys lease as a club?
We lease about 3,500.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a lot of land, at least for me, I hunt small patches I coon hunt small patches of woods, so 3,500 acres sounds like a lot. I'm sure with deer dogs
a lot of the farmers are members here too. So I'd say all in all, I don't know, 6,000 or 7,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's even more than that.
That's probably on the small end too.
Yeah, it might be
probably a bit more than that. Continuous acreage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know I came here 2-3 years ago,
2 or 3, yeah.
something like that, and we hunted some big tracks. I remember because you guys had like maps, and you were showing me like where they were turning dogs loose, where we were, where we were. And
Yeah, we were down at the I lost my thoughts now.
The first morning we were across from your house. That cut over right across.
You came on a good day then, because we only hunt that like once or twice a year.
Yeah, that block that his house is at, that's like one of the few blocks that we have it's all non-leased land for the most part. I mean, it's all different farms that put up against each other.
Gotcha.
Like our 3,500 acres the main piece that we rent is right in the middle. And then about 90% of the land on the outside of that is our farms and stuff that we hunt.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
Yeah, the other place was a sand pit.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so there was behind me, I was sitting in a cutover.
Across from my house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was a cut soybean field behind me. And somebody dumped dogs in right behind me. They jumped a little buck up. He started running kind of back out to the field. So I'm trying to get out to the field. And then I don't know if another dog or somebody was back there, but he turned around and ran right by where I had been sitting. If I would have sat still, I would have at least had a shot.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens.
Yeah.
And then he ended up swimming a lake or something. Because you saw him.
Could have been, yep.
Well, it's good if he was a little buck.
He looked decent enough to me.
Okay.
I mean, he said he was on the smaller side.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I probably would have shot at him. But I'm not a big deer hunter, so. How long have you been doing this?
Hunting, since I was 5.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
Since I was in diapers.
Yeah. Since birth for him.
Yeah.
So Terry's the newest one.
For the hunt club, yeah.
Yeah.
But I used to hunt before the hunt club at
Yeah.
Fort Pickett.
Well, okay, so this is a funny story. This next one down is a 10-pointer, real pretty buck. That deer was shot at about 13 times by the same kid. He finally ended up killing him.
Lordy. Somebody learned, sight his gun in or something, or pattern it?
You know what? I don't know. Sometimes that matters, sometimes it doesn't, Depends on how excited you get.
Well, even some of the adults shoot quite a few times.
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
hunt
I'm
club.
one of them. There's also the next 3 bucks in line were all killed by a guy named Brian Vernon, who passed away a few years ago. He's got an 11-pointer there and then a big 10 right there, and then his daughter killed the one that's in the middle, and we kind of leave that up for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we miss him a lot. He's a good hunter and a good man.
So let's explain how you guys deer hunt with dogs. Because I was actually talking to somebody else, and he was telling me how they hunt with dogs. It's a little different than the way you guys do. So,
Well, every club's a little bit different.
If you could talk about how we hunt with dogs, it's probably good to start with how we started.
okay.
Because it's progressed a lot. The club was founded in 1950. My dad got in, I think it was 64. Mr. Underwood, who's the first deer here behind me, he tended the farm that we live on, and Dad would help Mr. Underwood, and Mr. Underwood actually brought him over here.
Okay.
Got him and my grandfather into the club and got him in hunting. Well, back then, there were no tracking collars, period, right? Well, there also wasn't that many deer. So they're literally, you ever been on a bear hunt?
Yeah.
They ride around, they look for a track.
Yep.
So that way they know what kind of size of bear they're running. Well, that's what they used to do. They used to ride around and look for a deer track.
Okay.
That's what he does mostly, is bear hunting, coon hunting.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do.
So you weren't just free casting dogs. You were actually going out looking for
you had to go
tracks.
find a deer.
Yeah, because and when my dad was a kid, he said he can remember it. That we just talked about that main 3,500 acres that they hunt. They clear cut it.
Okay.
And you could stand, what they call the airport.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, you could right there, on the way to his house.
Yeah.
You could stand at Orbit Road and his road, and see 258.
How far?
That's almost 2 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say how,
Yeah.
and also even if I knew,
Yeah.
that doesn't translate to the listeners.
So that's what they used to do. They used to go find a deer track and turn loose.
And let's describe the terrain for people listening. What's it look like hunting here now? Obviously, like you just said, obviously it was clear cut at one point. So what's it look like now?
It's mostly tree farms in that center area, and then the outside is fields.
Okay.
We're surrounded by lakes to the east, and then it's pretty much fields to the west. Yeah.
And we're in southeastern Virginia, so it's relatively flat,
Yeah.
sandy.
They actually call the main piece that we have the Pocosin, which means wet land, because it doesn't drain very well. There's huge ditches and stuff to help it all drain, but it's mainly flat.
Yeah. So you were explaining kind of how you hunted before. So how do you guys hunt now?
Well,
Explain that progression.
With that, so that's how they started. And then, you skip forward, 20, 30 years, and we have tracking collars.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dad, we got our first ones in '92.
Okay.
All right, so that helped. That helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But even before then, I remember hunting. We would hunt 10 dogs in the morning, 10, 12 dogs, turn them all loose, hope to get half back for the afternoon hunt.
Yeah.
And,
Another thing that's big right during this time is everybody in the woods has a radio, so we're in communication with everybody that's hunting, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody sees a deer that's legal, illegal, they'll let you know where he's going and if it's legal. So
we used to not have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
modern
legal to us means 16 inches wide or less, or more.
Explain that.
So 16 inches from the outside, from the widest point of the deer's main beams,
Mm-hmm.
or 16 inches from the base of the horns to the top of the tallest tine.
But explain that because you say legal.
That's what when we're talking about a legal buck or an
that's us.
illegal buck.
that's
we're
a hunt
saying,
club rule.
That is a hunt club rule.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I was
yeah.
getting.
It's not a county rule.
That is not
or-
a
yeah.
state regulation.
It's a quality deer management
Mhm.
thing for us.
Yeah.
And a lot of the clubs around here have something similar.
Okay.
We just chose to use the word legal and illegal.
No, I understand
Yeah.
I understood what you meant because I was explained to. This was all explained to me when I was here hunting.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to explain that to people listening that that's not a Virginia law. That is a hunt club
It'd
rule.
be nice if it was, but yeah.
So, progression wise, we get tracking collars. So now we have a better chance of getting more of our dog back.
Yeah.
We also have
That still doesn't tell you where your dog's at. That's
Yeah.
helping you find the dog
it
at the end of the day.
It helped us. Yeah. We had some general idea. Well, the deer population is also growing this whole time. They're steady. When I was a kid, we had buck days, doe days. Now that's and then it went from that when I was a young kid to when I was probably 15. It was you could shoot all the does you want.
Okay.
You could buy bonus tags for does.
Gotcha.
You still only had it could get killed $3 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still western part of the state is different.
Yeah. So in this area, just curious, how many deer can an individual kill legally? Like if you bought every tag, hunted every season.
in the season,
As
Yeah.
many as
as
you
many
want.
as you want.
Really?
With a maximum of $3.
Okay.
You can keep buying bonus tags.
Two-
which are
two
your
per
does
day.
only. Yeah.
Wow.
You get 6 deer tags on your regular game card. Then you can get, I think it's 12 on the bonus tags.
I don't know. I've never bought. I think I've only bought like 2 or 3 bonus tags before. But
Well, if you can kill 6 off the regular license, I can see why.
yeah.
I'm used to you get 1 buck tag in my state, and then you can apply for doe tags, and you can only apply for 3 at a time. Most areas of the state are hard to get. My area is not, but so most people at most get 4 tags.
Yeah.
Well, then you got the farmers that want you to come in and clear some of the deer out because there's crop damage,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that's something different.
Yeah. So like where we hunt in the middle, that land that we lease, I don't shoot very many does because I know that I'm going to go to a farm on the outside where if I let a doe go, and the farmer sees it, he's not going to be very happy. So
Gotcha.
I usually try to save my doe tags for those days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know just driving around, you guys have a pretty healthy deer population because I think every time I've been down here, we see deer in the road, right next to the road.
Yeah. We just saw 6 of them up there at the
Don't do that, Terry. Don't give away too many. Might be.
well,
some
you couldn't see what they were. You just saw deer
Yeah.
up there at
Sawmill.
Sawmill.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why we came in.
So Blake, you just got deer dogs, like yourself, right? Or recently.
Yeah. Actually got them all from Burgess.
Okay.
Yep.
And how many did you get?
8.
Now, did you get puppies all running or all adult dogs?
No, they're
or-
all between 5 and 10 years old, give or
Okay.
take. Yeah.
So you went the easy way.
Yeah, because I don't have time to break them and raise them and do all that stuff. And
It
yeah,
works.
that's
out.
what
It
he
works-
likes,
It,
and
it works out.
Yeah.
Because as much as I hunt,
Mm-hmm.
5-year-old dog I can hunt, but anything 7, 8 years old, I'm running them every day,
Yeah.
and it's hard on them.
Oh, yeah.
So he, get somebody who he'll hunt them once or twice a week. That's perfect. They're still doing what they want to do, and it's not it's not too hard on them.
Mm-hmm. So how many dogs do you have?
depending on the day, anywhere between 10 and 20.
That's a big jump, 10 and 20.
Yeah.
Well, he's buying, selling,
Yeah.
trading.
Yeah.
doing all that
Well,
stuff.
I mean, I'll mess with a lot of young dogs.
Okay.
You know,
Do you breed your own dogs or you just buy dogs?
a little bit of a combination.
Okay.
You know.
And you said all run and walker stuff.
Yep.
Now, why do you prefer run and walkers over anything else?
That's what we've had the best luck with.
Okay.
With my dad.
See, I don't know. I don't know much about the running dog world. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
I know what the breeds are, but I don't.
I don't know.
have
You
much
know,
experience
I
with
have,
them.
I have my theory, and of course, you know, we all know what opinions are, but
It's all right. We like
yeah.
opinions here.
Yeah, my opinions are that different breeds are made for different things. You know.
Okay.
You know, and I know that I'm going to say this, and I know that I got some buddies in Smithfield, that, you know, northern part of the county, that they hunt plots. They love them for deer.
Interesting.
You know, and I know that several people have good luck with them.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't hunt a plot for deer because that's a bear or coon dog to me. You know.
Yeah, most people would agree with that.
You know, as far as a deer or a fox, George Washington perfected the perfect dog for that. And I don't see any need in messing it up.
Well, there's other running dogs though. I mean, you've got foxhounds, you've got Triggs, you got July's. So that's why I didn't know.
Oh yeah. No, it's just it's what we've always hunted,
Okay.
and I always had pretty good luck with them.
Mm-hmm. What else do you guys want to talk about? You guys tell me.
It's your thing, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know much about this, so I'm here to learn. Tell me about deer dogging.
Well, the first
You
thing,
act like you don't know anything. Last time you were over here telling me you know everything.
Well, that's not true. I don't know everything about anything.
the most important thing we do before we start any hunt is we have a big breakfast.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't an important part of the day.
Yeah, we're an eating club first.
All the bacon you can eat.
Well, unless Steve Jensen's here.
We also have our fair share of coyotes
Okay.
that we kill every year.
Now, do you guys run any sort of pens at all, or?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't normally. I would, you know, but it's hard to get into a pen.
Okay.
You know, they're all a lot of them are booked up unless you can get with somebody who's got a date. It's hard to
Gotcha.
It's hard to get in.
Yeah, there's a lot of hunt clubs in this area.
Mm-hmm. Are there a lot of pens down this way though, or not really?
No.
There's one in Surrey, and then there's closest to us. There's a couple in Suffolk, and then other than that, it's closest for us to go to Carolina.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you feel there's a difference between dogs that are run in the pen versus dogs that are run on the outside?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've heard that. I just don't know.
Oh yeah, and a lot of it depends on what they're running too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in Virginia in the fox pens you can only run foxes.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. They're not supposed to bring coyotes into the pens.
Okay.
In Carolina, that's pretty much all it is coyotes.
Gotcha.
And a dog runs a coyote head up
Mm-hmm.
versus actually on the track. Because the coyote will run just right in front of the dog, and they can smell them really really well.
Mm-hmm.
So you see a lot of dogs running head up and that's not really my thing.
So when you're running deer, your dogs are typically like running head down, actually running a track, not running air scent.
Unless they can see
Unless
them.
they see it, then it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
Okay.
They put the turbochargers on
They
them.
look like a bunch of greyhounds out there.
Yeah.
Well, it's no different than those bear dogs.
Mm-hmm.
When we went boar hunting, those boar dogs, because those boar dogs took off on a deer or a bear.
It was a bear.
A bear, yeah.
I just wasn't sure, like, what style dogs, like if you were real track-minded dogs or more head-up style dogs.
Yeah, I mean you'll see it. You'll see a lot of cutting, swinging, stuff like that, and a lot of guys run. That comes from fox pen.
Okay.
And I don't mind a dog that's going to cut around and get in front of as long as they run the track.
Gotcha.
If they can run a track and they're going to get to the front and whatever they got to do, that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like a dog just stands out there in the path just listening, and the whole time and then they go.
Mm-hmm.
I want a dog to be able to run his own deer.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen. Sometimes you'll see dogs that just stand there, wait, and then
Pack dogs.
pack
basically.
right to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what do you look for when you're breeding dogs?
It depends. Depends on what I'm looking for. If I, that's that was kind of going the long way with the progression of how we started. We were talking about how we hunted so many dogs, and those dogs were out all day. Well, one thing that we have lost with Garmin, and I think fox pens or pens in general, as far as deer hunting, is endurance.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the toughness and endurance on a lot of these dogs, not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can still find it, but that's what, you can find a dog to run. Anybody can find a dog to run a deer.
Yeah.
But to have, to be able to do it as long and, several days in a row,
Mm-hmm.
that's something you got to look for. I don't
Gotcha.
necessarily look for the fastest dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. I mean, everybody likes to have a fast dog, but I like to be able to have something I can run
Day in and day out.
Monday through Saturday.
Yeah. I know. I have a few friends that bear hunt, and that's kind of one of their things is like a dog that holds up that can run every day.
Yeah.
Because if you can't, if you got to lay a dog up because bad feet or whatever, or just wore out.
Yeah, I've had them, and that's one thing that aggravates me because, and my dad just looks at me and shakes his head. He goes, Burgess, he said, you run this dog every day. What do you expect? So, well, I expect,
there is a point, yeah, but
I said, well, I expect to be able to turn him loose. But
how long's your deer season?
7 weeks.
It's a lot of running.
Yeah. Well, that's our
The whole season.
open firearm season, which is when we can hunt with dogs.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you prefer male dogs or female dogs?
I prefer females, but I hunt mostly males. Yeah.
Why is that?
Heat. Dogs coming in heat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just easier to run a female. I like females because they handle a whole lot better than male dog.
Mm-hmm.
I've always joked, 258's our main highway that runs through, and almost everything we hunt butts right up to that highway.
Okay.
I could take a pack of females and turn them loose in the middle of 258 and get them to go exactly where I want to. If I, just using that as a saying.
Yeah.
And I could take a box full of males and back them into a hole, 6 feet in the woods, and they're going to all come out, go right in front of my truck and go right down the road. It's just aggravating.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer hunting a female too.
Yeah.
So how do most of the deer run? Like, what does a deer chase look like? Or, I don't know, is that what you call it, a chase?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chase.
What's that look like typically?
So
Do they circle? Do they run straight lines? What
They do it. It all depends. All depends on the deer. It's
and the weather and the wind and
Mm-hmm.
how much pressure they have, and obviously, like he said, the deer's personality too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, sometimes you get 20 dogs on a deer, and it'll just stay there and run in a circle, and then sometimes you can get 2 dogs on a deer.
As soon as it gets on his feet, he's gone straight line.
Yeah.
Or if you get a lot of water, the deer will actually get in the water with its snout up in the air, so the dogs can't smell them.
Yep. Yeah, deer's smart. They'll do all kinds of different things. Sometimes, like when we hunt the highway, sometimes the bigger bucks will actually go across the highway.
Gotcha.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes bucks. I mean, sometimes people will say, "Oh, well, that deer, he's running around in a circle. That's got to be a big buck." And then you get over there, and it's like, a 50-pound doe. And then, other times, people will see a big buck running across the wide open middle of a field, and it's because he's trying to get his bearings straight because the wind's wrong for him, and he's trying to see where everything is and smell all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of different factors that come into play.
Gotcha. Like I said, it's just very different than anything. I mainly hunt tree dogs, so I coon hunt and bear hunt with dogs more than anything else. So it's just, other than doing it the 2 days I came down here, that's my only exposure. So
yeah, it'd be cool if we could tree a deer. Make it a lot easier.
Maybe if you put some treeing walker and then walker dogs, they might do it.
Yeah.
I'll get a lot of flack for that, but that's all right. They're called walkers for a reason because they're running dogs. So what's another good deer story?
Let's see.
You ever killed anything, Blake? Come on.
I've killed a lot of stuff. Nothing in here.
Well, it doesn't have to be in here.
You shot an albino, was it this year?
I did shoot an albino this year.
That's a
We're called
unique deer.
pieballs. I've killed 3
Okay.
pieballs. Yeah.
You got a lot of that down here?
We had a lot more when Burgess and I were kids. Our deer population was a lot higher. But no, they're not. I mean, we might see one a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, I saw one on the gas line behind your house. I think it was last year.
Yeah, and that
that
piece
one was
of
almost
woods,
completely white.
Yeah, in that piece of woods, there's been about 3 or 4 of them actually, and they go back and forth between the lake. There's some kind of gene over there that I don't know if it's crossbreeding or whatever, but yeah. But I haven't seen any over there this year.
Gotcha. Have you had any actual true albinos here?
I've heard stories. I know Lynn had one over at his house. That's probably been 10 or 15 years ago.
Gotcha.
But like pink eyes, fully white, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think
That's what I thought this one was.
Yeah,
That I saw.
I've never actually seen one up close. But
That's what caused me to hesitate.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah.
There was one up my way. It used to bed right along the one highway, and I didn't know about it. And one day some guys were like, "Yeah, you ever see that albino deer lays right next to the highway?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, you drive past there, especially in late winter when there's no snow or anything. You look for the big white spot sitting in the middle of the woods. Sure enough, almost once a week at least, I'd see the sucker sitting up there.
It's crazy.
But no, I like piebald deers, but I think they're cooler looking than albino. Albinos are kind of freaky looking.
Yeah, I've actually missed, I think, more piebalds than I've killed. When I was little, I remember shooting at least 3 or 4 of them.
Now you got a big bear over there. Was that killed on here? Or?
That's killed on
Burgess's
bear dogs.
Okay.
It was killed in 2016. One of the first. Actually, I think that was the first one we killed around here.
I've heard you guys are getting more bear over this way.
This is the first year, which it was conditions were terrible. But, no rain. We had no rain for 2 weeks or more.
Gotcha.
When they come, but we get the guys that come from Gates County, from North Carolina, and with their bear dogs, we killed, I think, at least 2 a year, 2 to 3 a year
For the last 3 years.
since 2016.
Nice. And what do they bring?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
All tree stock. Mostly I think a lot of them are tree and walkers.
Gotcha. I've heard people just
Tree and walker. I think one was red tick. Plots.
I was talking to a guy, I forget where he's at. He's more central Virginia, and he said they just end up running them out when they're running their deer dogs.
Yeah. We killed one. One of the ones we killed with our deer dogs.
Okay.
Yep.
And
It's one of the smaller ones. Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons we really started to actually bring people in here to hunt, because we were losing dogs. And it just and most of the time it don't really bother them, but you get one dog that just won't leave it alone, and next thing you know, she just reaches over there and grabs him.
Yep.
Bites him on the back, and he's done.
Especially if you only got one dog there.
Yeah. It's, that one, it's like I said, the first time we ever brought bear dogs. When the first tree went up was like a 20-foot pine. They said the guys that followed the dogs, and they said he was, the tree was just going just left and right. He was just sitting there looking like, what in the world is this? So that told us what they do,
Yeah.
We'd go turn. Let's say we were going to deer hunt that block that morning. That bear was right there. He'd run up that first tree he saw, let the deer dogs go on by, and then he'd just go on about his business.
Yep. He's not used to actually having dogs tree him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So between the fox, the coyotes, the deer, the bear, what's your favorite thing to run? Deer?
A deer, yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
Same for you?
Definitely deer, yeah. Durham black powder. That's my favorite.
Okay.
I'd be happy if we didn't have any coyotes or bears.
Yeah.
And this year we didn't kill one. And I mean
Bear. The bear.
bears.
We killed coyotes.
Oh yeah, we killed 19 coyotes.
I think 20. I think we got 20.
Yeah.
It's a lot of coyotes.
Yeah, that's the most we've ever
And
killed.
I mean that ain't even put a handle on them. I don't touch them. They're thick.
Yeah, if you kill 20, you have a lot of coyotes.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I actually just recorded a podcast and released a podcast with a coyote hunter. He hunts coyotes up in Maine, and that's what he said. He said he's seen a lot of improvement in their deer herd since they started running coyotes. So keep putting the hammer on them.
Yeah, that would be great. This is the best time of year to kill them right now. They're stupid. This is their breeding season. Yeah. So
Last
see them
year,
in the daytime and stuff like
I
that.
had a pair of them come in on my dogs that were treeing. And I was actually right on the edge of a field, so I backed out, was shining the tree, and happened to see them coming across the field.
They were coming to you?
Yeah, my dogs treed, so they're territorial when they're breeding.
Oh.
So my dogs were treed, so they were coming to my dogs, not to me.
Oh.
But I just happened to be there.
I actually had one bite the head of my decoy on turkey hunting 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys got quite the healthy coyote population.
He lived though.
What happened?
The turkey flew up in a tree like 10 yards from me. And I knew that as soon as the coyote left, that I was going to kill that turkey. So I did.
You got to pick your battles.
Yeah.
Come back and kill the coyote later.
Yeah.
So Like I know with bear hunting, there's a training season. Is there a training season for deer, or what's that look like?
No, not. There's no. Wish there was.
So you get 7 weeks and that's it.
Pretty much. Yep.
Jeez.
But our dogs run coyotes too.
So you guys coyote hunt?
So you can run them on coyotes.
Okay.
Year round. So,
Do you guys do a lot of coyote hunting then in the off season?
Some. Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't know. Personally, I've been running my house as much as I could, especially if you guys got coyotes that bad.
Yeah.
Be scared. We'd have some big coyote hunts about the same size as the deer hunts.
Yeah. But the problem is, if you catch them running deer, you got to get them off the deer and stuff like that. So
yeah, that is hard.
So it's not, unless you're training to run nothing but coyote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about? It's just short. You're not very talkative. You were much more talkative last time I was here.
Well, you were asking me about stories, and I was telling you about the story of every deer. I mean, that's all. I don't know.
Well, I'm good with stories. I like stories.
That one, that's a 13-pointer. It was killed the same day that Terry killed that one he was talking about earlier. But on the same dog that jumped, that guy Brian Vernon that we talked about, he turned loose at a place called Ravelin's Hedgerow, and the dogs jumped. And I was actually pooping. And I ran back down, back to my stand, and the sun was shining right in my eyes, and I saw the deer, and it looked at me, and I said, well, it's a doe, so I let it go, and when it turned and jumped in the woods, all I could see was horns, and it ran down. No, that's not that deer. That's the deer that Terry killed. Runs down, comes back out on the gas line right in front of him. He kills it. The dog that was the lead on that chase, I don't know, maybe hung around for a minute or two, and it was gone, went and jumped that buck, and that buck was killed maybe 10 or 15 minutes later.
Okay.
The dog was called Mojo. That's the only reason I remember that, because it's a very unique story.
I'd say so. So you missed a good buck.
I never shot.
Well, you missed your opportunity at a good buck.
And I'm thankful for that.
I know, I bet.
Yeah, that was a once-in-a-lifetime. Deer's got 3 drop tines, and that's a big buck.
Very nice. Is that one of the ones that's hanging in your garage?
Yeah.
I think those are the only 2 bucks that Max Kuhn has ever killed in his entire life. I think he killed them in the same spot pretty much, or within something close to each other.
You guys definitely have some nice deer in here. So your rules definitely are helping the deer population. These deer get big.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's just the ones in here. Blake's got, he's got some at home.
Yeah.
His dad's got some at home.
Oh, yeah.
There's other people that have them at home. That's just the ones.
These are just the ones that won't fit in our houses. That's all these are.
Well, then my wife won't let in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why mine's in the garage.
Yeah.
I got one in Matt's room. My son's room. There's none in my living room. She won't let him.
The only thing that's inside my house right now is the bobcat.
Now, did you kill that here?
Yes.
Cool. I realize you guys had bobcats over here.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bobcats, black coyotes.
Yeah.
Actually, all different color coyotes.
Yeah, we got red coyotes, blonde.
Suckers coming everything.
Most of them are gray. I mean,
Yeah.
that's most of what we kill.
So what year did you guys say the club was founded?
1950.
Okay. And how many members do you guys have?
70-ish.
Okay. A lot of people.
It's 40 of what we have it's a dues paying member roster. It's 40 of that. And you have a couple associates, which are is a list of kids and grandkids of the members.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have dog runners and landowners and what we call honorary members.
Gotcha.
And that makes up about 70 people.
Nice. I don't know if I asked you, how many dog runners do you guys have?
Yeah, about 10 to 12.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 to 12. Like we were saying, used to have, everybody would bring 10 or more dogs a day, and in the morning now, most people bring 5 or 6 dogs.
Yeah.
Yes, some people would bring 8, 10, but I try to run 6 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon.
What do you do for work that you can run all season?
I'm a fireman.
Okay.
And I take like 1 week during the summer, and I do it when my break is, when my break is right. So I got to take 1 day vacation. And that's when we go to the beach, and then the rest of my leave is for
save all your vacation. Huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we used to do a thing a few years ago called field trials, and that was a lot of fun. You'd have other hunt clubs come in,
Yeah.
you know, and bring their dogs. You get a pack of 30 or 40 dogs, you know, chasing wild game.
Yeah.
It is intense. It's exciting.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sound like a freight train coming through.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, we stopped.
Yeah,
doing that.
because I remember when we went wild boar hunting, you said something about it to those guys, and because they used to run fox and coyote dogs, so and they're like, oh yeah, they were real familiar with Warbit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I work with some people from up around outside of Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of our contractors, and one of those guys actually brought his dogs down here too.
Mm-hmm.
You know all about it.
Got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I thank you guys for doing this.
Not a problem.
Talking deer dogs. Like I said, it's something I don't know much about, so other than the one time I got to come, so.
So what's this podcast about?
Terry's never invited me back.
Well, you've never been back. During deer season, have you?
No.
Yeah.
Because I've never been invited, so I'm not going to just show
I
up.
thought it was a standing open invitation.
Just giving you a hard time.
So what is this podcast about? Now, can we ask some questions?
Sure. Go ahead.
What platform is this on?
What platform do you want it to be on? It's on all.
Well, I don't.
Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean,
Is it on all those?
all
Facebook.
What's it called?
Facebook, yeah. Tree Talking Time.
Tree Talking Time?
Yes, because we talk mainly tree dogs. So today we're on a trash race because, you know, for anybody that runs tree dogs, deer are trash.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this is a trash race.
Well, I've got actually, Blake has a dog that'll run a raccoon.
There you go.
Yeah. He's ground treated one. It was one of mine when it came from me.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is that?
I'll let you guess.
Flash?
Yep.
Yeah. He's crazy, man.
Yeah. So there's two of them. I got his brother still, but they're a little bit of mix in them. They're about they're Walker, but they're about 20% bird dog.
Okay. I was just talking to a guy, and he said
they're gamey, man.
He's got some Walker, or he's got some Walker bird dog crosses, and he said he really likes them.
Yeah.
He said they're young, but he said if they pan out, he goes, I'll have a kennel full of them. He goes, they're straight, short hair, running Walker crosses.
That's actually one of his brother is one I want to breed. And we got a couple guys who are just all they're big into the fox dog, the registry, the fox hunting, And he talks trash to me about my 20% bird dog. But I can tell you,
heard some good things.
Yeah,
so I heard that.
Yeah, they're
yesterday.
They're a lot of hunting them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're built differently too.
Yeah.
Like their heads are different. They're muscled like on their back and their shoulders.
A lot of endurance, a lot of drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this guy was saying. Like I said, he's got cur dogs that he squirrel and coon hunts, and that's what I was talking to him about. And then he's like, yeah, I got some. He goes, like, I'm kind of getting out of the cur dogs. I've got a couple, but I'm not really. He used to raise them and breed them and everything. But he's like, I'm got a little more into running dogs again. He goes, I used to be involved. He's an older guy, and he's like, I used to be involved in them and kind of got out, and now I'm getting back into them. I was like, oh, okay. And so he was telling me about it. And he's like, yeah, but he goes, the thing I kind of really like is he's like, I happened to see one of these dogs run, and he's like, like I said, it was a half short hair. So he stumbled upon. He said he was about ready to breed one of his females, and he stumbled upon two pups. So he got the two pups, and he said he hunted them this year, and that I guess this was like they weren't even quite a year or something, right around a year. And he said they were on fire, and he's like, if they continue to improve, he's like, everything will be half. He goes, I don't care about registration. He goes, I care about catching.
Yeah.
Yeah, they if you'd have seen him ground treat that raccoon, you'd been impressed. I knew it was something too. That dog. I mean, it's just. I mean, his whole behavior has just always been just, way up here.
Yeah.
Like you can't put a feed bowl on the pen with him because he flipped it around like a frisbee.
Yep.
Off the chain.
Bird dogs, they're high strung, but
he's always been.
Yeah,
They've
that's
always
an
been high strung. And I mean, he was in the middle of a cutover, and I couldn't call him out. I'm trying to get him. It's about middle of the day, trying to get him so I can go get another pack.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't come. And then all of a sudden I could hear him. I said, man, and he's like, what I call booger barking. He ain't doing right. I said, what? I said, God darn, he's got something in there. And sure enough, that's what it was.
Couldn't find a deer, so he found a coon.
Yeah.
gamey.
Oh yeah.
Which, I don't know, if you're running deer, fox, coyote, it's kind of hard to break dogs off of, other stuff too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just a situation where he's going through trying to find something. All of a sudden, I'm sure he just came across him. He's like,
Yeah.
"What's that?"
Yep.
I bet you taste good.
Yeah, let me find out what this is. Yeah.
I mean, just thinking about that. Is there anything you guys have to break your dogs off of?
Not really.
Because I'm just,
I mean,
like I said, for
yeah,
me,
no,
the three things you guys mainly run are all trash, and that's what we have to make sure as coon hunters are the main three problems: deer, fox, and coyotes.
They for the most part will not run a bear.
Mm-hmm.
They might, I've had dogs that will, we got one really small block that will hunt with just a couple of us, and triangle piece.
Mm-hmm.
You turn loose at one end, and it's like 300 yards long.
Mm-hmm.
He hit one time. My brother was on the other end. He said he heard him hit one time,
Mm-hmm.
and next thing you know, he sees the bushes rattle.
Yeah.
And a bear comes out like 30 yards from him. Of course, no bear season then.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they were on. They all came out around the track, none of them barking.
Yeah.
But I mean, coyotes, fox, bobcats, they'll run all that.
Okay.
Which is fine with us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's just kind of fun. I just never even thought about,
Yeah.
is there anything you really got to break them off of, just because.
Coons, yeah. We try to keep them the coons on purpose.
Yeah. Well, that's what the original coonhounds was
Yeah.
wash out, deer and fox dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs that fell off and treed coon became coon dogs. So, well, if that's all. I mean, if you got anything else,
no.
I'm happy.
Good. You good?
I'm good. Well, thank you very much, guys. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Tree Talking Media. And until next time, keep 'em talking in the timber.